I used to think waking up early wasn't for me. Late nights were when I felt most alive, when I could finally focus without distractions. I would spend hours researching, collecting data, or working on ideas. And honestly, I convinced myself I was doing just fine. But looking back, I realized something important. My productivity didn't match the effort I was putting in. Even if I felt productive, I'd wake up the next day drained, discouraged, and disorganized. That's where I decided to experiment with waking up early. Today, I will share a journey of becoming an early riser. It wasn't easy and it didn't happen overnight, but benefits have been transformative. I'll also share practical tips to help you wake up early, backed up by personal experience and research. I will start with the benefits because let's face it, the idea of waking up early can feel like torture if you don't have a compelling reason. The first thing I noticed after waking up early was the quiet. The world is still asleep. There are no emails ringing, no urgent calls, no one demanding your attention. That quiet time is golden. It's when you can truly focus on yourself and your priorities. But it's not just about the peace. Our brains are naturally more alert and productive in the first 2 to 3 hours after waking. This period, often called the golden hours, is when your mind is freshest, making it perfect for deep, focused work. I found that tasks that used to take me hours in the afternoon now take half the time in the morning. Beyond productivity, waking up early has a huge emotional benefit. You start your day with a sense of accomplishment. You've already won the first battle by getting out of bed and sets the tone for the rest of the day. For me, this has been a massive confidence booster. I feel more in control, more capable, and honestly just happier. Research even shows that early risers tend to have lower risk of depression. And then there's the time factor. By waking up early, I've gained extra hours in my day to focus on my goals, whether that's scripting a video, reading a book, or simply reflecting on what I want to achieve. Over time, these hours add up. Imagine what you could accomplish with just an extra hour every day. Over a year, that's 365 extra hours to dedicate to yourself. Okay, trust me, I was horrible at waking up early. I'm someone who can sleep for 10 hours, no problem. Okay, now let me share how I transformed from being a night owl to an early riser. Because trust me, it wasn't easy. One thing that worked incredibly well for me was setting up a 2 alarm system. Here's how it works. Probably as you can imagine, I set my first alarm on my Apple Watch and it wakes me up. But it's subtle, just enough to get me staring, and then minutes later a second alarm goes off in another room. That second alarm is loud and it's far enough from my bed that I have to physically get up to turn it off. By the time I have walked to the other room, my body is already awake and the temptation to crawl back into bed is much lower. This simple system eliminates the need for willpower. I don't have to argue with myself about getting up because I have created this condition where I have to move. And once I'm up, I immediately start preparing for the exercise. It's like a domino effect. Once I have taken that first step, the rest of the morning flows naturally. If you're someone who struggles with mornings, I can't recommend enough. Remove the snooze option. Make it harder for yourself to stay in bed. Trust me, it really worked for me, and my willpower is the worst in the morning. Another thing that made a big difference for me was addressing my energy levels. For a long time, I felt tired all the time, even when I thought I was getting enough sleep. That's when I started looking into supplements, and I discovered that I might not be getting enough iron in my diet. Now I take iron tablet every morning, and while I'm not a doctor, I can tell you from my experience that it's helped me feel more energized and focused. Research also supports this iron deficiency is linked to fatigue and even sleep disturbances. If you're feeling constantly drained, it might be worth checking in with a healthcare professional or trying to incorporate more iron-rich foods into your meals. Some great options are spinach, lentils, and tofu. Even if supplements aren't your thing, making small changes to your diet can have a noticeable impact on your energy. Now let's talk about how to actually make early rising a habit. The first thing I learned is that it's not just about waking up early, it's about having a reason to wake up early. If you don't know what you're waking up for, it's way too easy to hit snooze and stay in bed. And that's why I always create a to-do list the night before. I jot down 2 to 3 key things I want to accomplish in the morning. There are usually tasks that requires my full focus, like scripting a video or brainstorming new ideas. Having this clarity not only makes me excited to wake up, but also ensures that my morning is productive. Another tip is to focus on improving your sleep quality. I used to struggle with falling asleep, which made waking up early even harder. One thing that helped was adding light stretching to my night routine. I'm not talking about an intense workout, just gentle stretches to relax my body and signal that it's time to wind down. This small habit has made a big difference in how rested I feel when I wake up. I'm inflexible. If you're thinking about trying this, start small. Don't try to wake up 2 hours earlier all at once. It's a recipe for burnout. Instead, shift your bedtime and wake up time by just 30 minutes each week. Once a month, you will naturally adjust to waking up earlier without feeling overwhelmed. And remember, consistency is key. Even on weekends, try to stick to your routine. It helps regulate your body internal clock, making it easier to wake up feeling refreshed. At the end of the day, waking up early isn't about being part of the 5 a.m. club or following a trend. It's about taking control of your time and aligning your mornings with your goals. For me, it's been a way to create space for myself to think, to create, and to grow. If you're struggling with mornings, I encourage you to give it a try. Start small, be patient with yourself, and remember that the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. I think we live in a world where there are a lot of easy dopamine things like social media and sugar overloaded snacks and stuff. Something that you can just buy so easily and it's just in our reach. But it's so hard to feel the real feeling of achievement and like good about myself and feeling in control of your life. And I think I find it really rare these days because of a lot of distractions. And one of the things that made me really feel good, like not in a distracted way, but in actual sense, was waking up early. Looking at the sky gets brighter with like a beautiful blue color in the morning is one of the best things I can experience if I get to do this every morning. It's already like a good reason to wake up. And of course, it's really difficult at the beginning, and like getting out of bed is still really hard part, and it's not fun at all still, but I still find it incredibly rewarding. Yeah, and also this sense of achievement from the morning continues throughout the day, and I just feel so good throughout the day that I woke up early and got things done. And truly, these quiet hours in the morning, I really get to think a lot about things with a clear mind, not like a really cluttered head, but I really get to think about important things without necessarily like a judgmental mind, but I just walk without music or anything. I just think about stuff go through as like comes to my mind and out. So I find it also some kind of like a meditative hour of the day. Yeah, I honestly think it's one of the best things I got to make it my routine, and I would be really happy if many people could experience this. If you're interested in focused studying, check out this video here, and thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!